My earliest memory as a child would have to be when I was about 3 years old. I remember walking down the steps and seeing my father, yelling at my mother. That would be my earliest childhood memory. I wouldn't say that my dad yelled at my mom a lot because they was never together. My living situation as a kid was with my mother. Even though she had 6 children, only 4 of her kids stayed with her. And my mother would often have apartments, she might get a house, but we always moved around. We was never stable at no point in time. My first impression of Families First would have to be that Family First was the place to come. Because even though my peers always told me, they had a lot of freedom, they really was the type of people who would get to know you and try to learn a little bit about you. I always thought, it was a fairy tale. I didn't actually think it would be true. Family First did help me with my getting my GED. If it wasn't for Mr. Marcus Jones and Mr. Todd Mitchell, I probably wouldn't have stepped up and got it. The scholarship that I received from Families First will help me by paying for either my summer classes or my fall classes and any more books that I need because it's a little hard to get it. Something to inform the room of donors that's given to Family First and IOP is this is the best place you can put your money in because it will be used wisely and it will help the kids in defects a great deal if you did.
When I first moved to Georgia and got enrolled into Columbia High School, me and my aunt was talking like on the side about Kevin. I was calling to see how he was doing at home. And one of the counselors overheard me saying I have a son. She was like, oh, we have a program through the school called Families First. Maybe you should look into it. And I looked into it and that's how I first found out about it. And I liked it, so I joined the program then. The TAP program has taught me numerous of things. I've learned self-awareness about myself and other people around me. I've learned parenting skills to communication skills. I've learned about more sex education because I thought I knew everything when I actually didn't. So that was a big help. I've learned relationship awareness, about abusement skills that I can target and alert myself from the beginning instead of waiting when it's too late to get out of it. So it has taught me a lot. Yes, there are numerous girls that I know that was in the program. And that's when through that way I was able to branch out and make connections to people that I probably would never met from the jump. Because since middle school, I was always in the gifted and accelerated classes. So it's like eventually I'm always branched off from the other people that I'm able to talk to. So if it wasn't for Families First, then I would have never met them. The scholarship money would definitely be towards college itself with book fees and food plans and meals because I'm in a middle class family and education, especially going to Alabama, is $38,000 a year. So if I pursue there for 4 years, that would be over $100,000, and that does not fit into the family's budget. So every penny is going towards college. For Families First, I like to thank Ms. Shakina and Ms. Tatiana for being by my side along with my mom and family members and pushing me towards the point that I am here today because they have taught me a lot of information that has helped me to get to where I am today. So I would like to give them a big fat thank you and a hug.
I got to Glendale when I came back from Mexico because when my mom first left to Mexico, I went with her. But I wanted to further myself and be successful, so I told her I wanted to come back, and so I came back alone when I was 13. And when I was over here, I tried to enroll myself at school, and they said that I couldn't enroll myself unless I had a guardian. So then I told my older sister if she could enroll me, and they said if my mom didn't come enroll me, then they were gonna call DFACS, so they did. DFACS went to go pick me up from my sister's house, and that's how I got into Glendale. I just met my dad last June. I was just destined to meet him because I was gonna get adopted a few months before and that didn't work out. So I just felt like I had to look for him. So I told my caseworker to look for him through child support because I know he had been paying child support. So that's how they found him. Now I'm living with my dad and he looks like me a lot and we're very happy. The scholarship money that I get, I will probably put it in a savings account where when I start school I could pay for my books, or if I have to go somewhere for a speech or something, I would put it for my gasoline money. I mean, it can help me with anything in my future pretty much. Well, being at Glendale, I learned a lot of things, especially educational wise. Dr. Hopkins helped me a lot. She knew I studied, and she taught me how to look past everything and just try to focus on going to school and making sure my grades were up and not worrying about drama. That was all very, very helpful to me, because if I would have never met Dr. Hopkins, I would have never graduated a year early. I would have never graduated at all. I want to thank Miss Natasha. She was a former staff at Glendale, and Miss Amani. They were there with me and all the girls every day, and they just helped us get through.
But I know that my childhood was interesting. My mom had my little sister. Then that's the thing that when my childhood was like, okay, let's focus on getting Jalen, my little sister, up to par, and so I can teach her, so the mother had to work. When I was pregnant at the Living Vine in Savannah, Georgia, my grandmother called and told me that she found a place for me to go once I left there, which was Weaver Gardens, Families First. Families First has taught me that time is of the essence. The program is for 2 years, and when I moved in, my daughter was 3 weeks. Now she's 18 months, and time is ticking away. When I first got there, my plan was to immediately enroll in school and just get started, so by the time I left, I'll be graduating. My greatest success has been having my daughter in 5 minutes when I was in the hospital, and coming and making it this far to receive a scholarship. Believe it or not, the curfew that Weaver Gardens has helped me tremendously with my educational goals, because sometimes people say, well, hey, we're having a cooking party at my house, you should come by. And I'm just like, oh, I would love to, but I can't, I have a curfew. I don't say that to them. I say I can't, I have to make sure my daughter eats something tonight, gotta wash clothes, gotta be a mom. As much as I wanna go out and have fun, they put a stop to that. They said, nope, you gotta be in at this specific time, and if you're not, you're getting a write-up. I don't have a write-up to this day. There are a lot of people who have been influential to me at Weaver Gardens. Each one, it's just a big puzzle. Everyone is a different puzzle piece to my life that fits in it in a specific way.
I have 3 siblings. I have an older brother, an older sister, and a younger half-sister. My mom, I don't really know her. I remember her, but I don't really know her much, don't really have much to say about her. My dad, he was the caretaker of the house. He had raped my sister for 16 years, and so I had to, when they took her out of the home, after finding out, then I was also put into the home because he was the male in the house, and so I had to be taken out of the house also. When I got to Glendale, there was nobody there. There's usually, right now I know that there's supposed to be 7 girls. There's only my caseworker, myself, and the supervisor of the house at that time, and they were just asking me questions. And it was a really, nice house, and it was big, very big, and I just thought I was going to be the only kid there with this supervisor. I want to join the Peace Corps. I plan on attending Johns Hopkins University this fall. I want to get my bachelor's before I decide what I'm going to major in. But I'm definitely going to double major in German because I want to move to Germany and in the near future. So the most influential person at Families First is Dr. Hopkins. And she just embodies what I want to be when I grow up. She just lets me know that no matter how many times you want to change what you want to do, you can make it work for you. When it comes to support from the donors and from the sponsors of these organizations, it needs to be a hands-on experience also, because that hands-on experience touches our lives individually, and it makes us feel like we are individuals, and it gives us an individual experience within our hectic lives and our troubled lives. And you really have to take it upon yourselves to get out there and actually get to know who you're helping, and make sure that who you think you're helping, you are actually helping.